What's going on, guys? It's Pete Nova from the Face Off Sports Network. I am back with my Week 12 running back rankings slash tiers. Let's just jump right into it. In Tier 1, you have Saquon Barkley at 1, Christian McCaffrey at 2, Jameer Gibbs at 3, Derrick Henry at 4, Joe Mixon 5, and Devon Chain at 6. Joe Mixon has been phenomenal this year. I mean, he just came off a 3-touchdown game, and I just don't really see him slowing down. I was definitely wrong on him. I don't have many shares of him this season. I just didn't expect at his age to, be this good. But if you have him, I'm sure you've been extremely happy with the production this year. But I do want to talk about Devon Achane going up against the New England Patriots in the games that Devon Achane and Tua have played in together. Achane has scored 20 or more fantasy points in all but one, so 5 out of 6 games. And Dolphins are at home. Warm weather, this offense tends to move quicker and be better when they're playing at home. So that's definitely an added bump for them. And he's caught 5 or more passes in 5 out of the 6 games with Tua. So, that's pretty elite volume in the receiving game. That's what we like to see in PPR for that high ceiling. And the Patriots are allowing the 12th most points to the running back position. So it's a very favorable matchup for Devon Achane. Looking here at tier 2, you have Kenneth Walker, Kyron Williams. Kenneth Walker plays Arizona. Kyron Williams going up against the Eagles. James Conner at 9 going up against Seattle. David Montgomery going up against the Colts. James Jonathan Taylor going up against Detroit. And then you have Josh Jacobs here at 12 this week. It's a good list of players with upside here in this tier as well. I do want to look at David Montgomery going up against the Colts. Montgomery's averaging 16 touches per game. It's not elite volume, but with Jameer Gibbs, it's pretty encouraging that even with how elite Jameer Gibbs has been, he's been able to have a steady dose. I believe he's RB11 on the year in PPR points, and he's feasted on good matchups this season. He's going up against the Colts, who are a pretty favorable matchup to running backs this season. And he's coming off a 25-point PPR game with 2 touchdowns versus the Jags. I expect him to get into the red zone a lot, and that's, a lot where he makes his money. He's their guy in the red zone, depending on Laporta, if he can go, if he'll be full, or if he'll be limited this week. That's something to monitor. But I do think David Montgomery should have another really good game. And this Lions team proved to us that, like, even when they're up, they're not taking their foot off the gas. I mean, they pretty much had that game in the bag after the first quarter against the Jaguars. They kept their starters in, and they pretty much didn't run up the score, but they just continued to play their game. So that bodes well for fantasy. In their tier 3, you have Brian Robinson, who goes up against Dallas, Tyrone Tracy and Bucky Irving at 14 and 15. They both play each other. Najee Harris, who's going up in Thursday night against the Cleveland Browns. Aaron Jones, who goes up against the Bears. And then you have Rashad White, who's in that New York Giants game. I do want to talk about Bucky Irving here. Giants give up 24 points per game to the running back position. I think they could lean on Bucky a little bit more in this game due to being up, maybe getting him more reps. And they are coming off of a bye. So I think there's a possibility that they are going to scheme things up for him to get him open in the pass game as well as the run game, but maybe a couple special plays for Bucky Irving. And he's caught 3 passes in each of the last 3 out of 4 weeks. And like I said, he's coming off of a bye. So I think there's a chance that they scheme him up on a couple of special plays. And then you have tier 4 here. Ramondre Stevenson, Chuba Hubbard, Kareem Hunt. Both of those guys play each other. It's a tough matchup for Chuba this week going up against the Chiefs. DeAndre Swift going up against the Vikings, J.K. Dobbins, and then Javonte Williams to close it out. It's interesting. I want to talk about Javonte Williams here for a second. A lot of us, I mean, myself included, I thought there was a chance. A lot of people thought Estime was going to take over the backfield. I didn't think it was going to be that extreme, but I thought there would be more of a 50-50 split. But Javonte pretty much Sean Payton did what Sean Payton does. And, I think Javonte at 24 here, I think he has a chance to break into, a mid tier, mid RB2, somewhere in that tier three range, getting close to a high end RB2 this week. He goes up against the Raiders, who have been favorable against running backs this year. Right now they are seventh when it comes to points allowed to the running back position. Outside of 1 week, Javonte Williams has seen a minimum of 32 snaps this season. And so they're taking on the Raiders, away in Vegas, and, kind of a revenge game for Javonte Williams. This is the stadium that he tore his ACL in. I mean, I think they make it a point to get him the ball and give him opportunities to score, because this Broncos offense, if it's one thing that they're lacking, it's an identity in the run game. They still don't really know what they are, and I think they have to make it a point to figure that out. And so I think Javonte is a good start this week, to be honest with you. But that's going to do it for me, guys. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the video section, the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next